Welcome back to my crafting disaster. While I'm on this little creative streak, I thought I'd record some more of it. Obviously, to post. I'm just thinking like filler episodes, and I feel like I do some talking when when I do crafting, so it's not just me crafting. I'm also like rambling, so maybe you'd be interested in that. Anyway, I'm showing you this because I already made a little book cover. This was too small to put on the back, so I just put it on the inside, and voila, book covers. I didn't want you to have to suffer through watching me do that again. But yeah, so now I'm going to be trying to decide what kind of paper I want, which I already picked out a few things. Maybe I should have picked them while I was on camera, but I do so much just shuffling around and trying to figure out what I want that I don't know, it's just a mess. Who wants to watch me be a mess? I mean, maybe you do, but I can't do it. So, for this particular book, I was thinking, well, first of all, birds. Second of all, maybe cool tones. But I could mix it up because, now that I'm saying that out loud, I mean, we have a cool toned bird, but then there's the bright pink, reddish, whatever. Are those flowers? No. Some kind of berries, whatever. Anyway, just saying, that's not important. I'm talking about the color. We have red and blue. And not like I have to have a color scheme. I do a little better if I have a loose theme in my head of what I want. Otherwise, not that it's bad to just have like a random mess, but sometimes I may have a random mess and it's like, ooh, yikes. I just want to make sure it goes together a little bit. It's later in the day, and I usually, I kind of like to dress up when I do video thing. Not that it means anything to anyone but me, but now I got this sloppy t-shirt on, and I've been cooking, and I've spilled multiple things on this shirt. It's black, so everything shows up. I mean, I'm hoping you can't see it on the camera, but who knows? Maybe you can. Okay, so speaking of cooking, I tried making pepper chicken, which, I don't know, if you go to those Chinese buffets, they have that pepper chicken dish, and it's got like jalapenos in it and stuff. It's my favorite thing to get there, and I've tried multiple recipes, and none of them taste like the buffet one. I mean, maybe I'm not putting enough sugar in it or something, but I don't want to sugar up my chicken too much. My limit was about a teaspoon of brown sugar, and I was like, nope, no more sugar. Anyways, it was pretty good. I had like these jalapenos that were kind of getting old in the fridge, so I decided to use them up. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and I used all of them stupidly. Why? Why did I do that? So, it was a little bit spicy. Might have been a little too spicy. I guess I was thinking they're older, so maybe they're not going to be as potent. I don't like that these pages are curved. So anyway, that was my little adventure of the day, trying to make pepper chicken. It was one of those dishes where it's just like, I have this stuff in the fridge I need to use up, and so here we go. And it wasn't bad. Would I make it again? Yes. And I thought it was weird because it's like breaded in just cornstarch, like cornstarch, salt, pepper. I've never done that before, but it seemed to get pretty crispy, so you learn something new when you try new things. Oh. You'd think the obvious would be obvious to me, and sometimes it's not. Not until the aftermath. I'm like, man, should have known that. I might do more tarot stuff soon. I've been trying to get back into doing some studying on it because, I don't know, I was looking back at the ones I just did recently, and I feel like they're fun to listen to, but I don't know, I'm like, I just don't know how accurate they are. I don't know if I did a good job. I tried to, but, you know, I don't know, I see other people read stuff, and I know they've been doing it longer than I have, but it's like, boom, 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 they read each card, and I'm like, how do you do that? Like, I have to sit there and look at the card. And sometimes I know the meaning of it, but like, there are other tarot, oh gosh, why am I not thinking of the word? Not like a mentor, but you know, where tutorials, where they teach you some stuff. And they tell you to look at the card, and it's not just based on what you see, but your other senses. What do you taste and smell and all that stuff? What do you feel when you look at this card? So that's why I end up studying the card for a really long time, because I guess I like things to have more depth, but maybe I'm doing it wrong, or maybe it's just my inexperience. Because maybe the other tarot readers do that, and it just comes to them instantly. Because I know some of the intuition stuff is, you know, practice, and I don't practice enough. I would like to do it more, but I just have so many other things I'm doing that I have a hard time focusing on just one thing, you know. I have to have 500 hobbies and 500 things on my to-do list. I don't know, you know, like, with reading, sometimes it feels like a waste of time, even though I know it's not. I used to read like it was nobody's business when I was a kid. I would go through books in a week, and now I'm lucky if I can get through a chapter in a week. Because as soon as I start reading, I start feeling guilty, like, you know, you should be recording stuff for your YouTube, or you should be, like, making things, you should be, you know, cleaning around the house, being productive, and I feel like reading is productive, but my brain just doesn't let me feel like it is, you know? It always feels like I'm wasting time. You could be doing something else. But then I go do something else, and it's like, you could be doing something else. So, where does it end? It doesn't. Sorry, I'm doing a poor job of, like, showing you what I'm doing. I figure you don't really care. You can kind of just see it from where I am, or where I'm holding it. So, I didn't put the gold one up on my Etsy because I had a family member who was looking at it, and they're like, can I buy this from you? And I was like, okay. I'm very grateful, but I keep trying to make it my goal to post to my stupid Etsy, and I still haven't yet. Because I had a different product I wanted to put up there, and that turned out to be another family member, so I'm like, hey, can I buy that from you? Okay, thank you, but also I still have nothing up on my Etsy now. I'm trying to think what else I can do for my pages, other than, like, just cutting stuff out. I know I can use other paper. I have music paper again, but I use that every time as filler, and I'm just like, I want to use something else. See, I'm wondering, these don't match, and I'm not using these, but I'm just as an example. Well, I'm not in frame. Put it down. Okay, there we go. If I do something like so, and I tape it on both sides, probably tape and glue to make sure it doesn't come undone, and I make, like, envelope pages. That might be cute. I like this bird one. This has a bear on it, and I don't like that. Do any of you have, like, a deep-rooted fear of bears? I sure do. I've never met a bear in my life. I've just heard how aggressive they are and, like, unkillable they are. And it just, like, it freaks me out. Just the thought of it. I'm like, don't like bears. Hope I never see a bear. See, I have two of the same one, but I kind of want to do two different ones. So I have, like, a cardinal, and then As if I know birds. Whatever these are. I kind of feel like these two go together nicely. I'm gonna try it. And they'll end up being, you can see here, a little bit too long, but my stuff never matches up. Something's always upside down or doesn't fit right, and, you know, I'm just rolling with it at this point. Which, again, some of it is my own doing, because I don't measure shit. But I also, in part, feel like that is the beauty of a junk journal. The imperfections, the beauty, and then also, like, the niceness of me being able to say, oh, but it's a junk journal, so the fact that it looks like trash, like, that was intentional, so don't even worry about it. Except now I gotta figure out what tape I want to use again, and this is always my dilemma. This looks nice. Just kind of, if you want to see it, if you can see it. The lighting anywhere in this house is not good. Okay, come on. Okay, so I don't know if this is gonna work or what I'm actually doing, so don't question my method. This is a me method. It's fine. Everything's gonna work out. Probably. Except now I can't use these as like, you know, they're an envelope pocket. I guess I could cut a slit at on the sides or something if I still wanted to use them like that. And I know, I said I was gonna put glue on it, but I was thinking that might be, oh no, they're overlapped. Ooh, that's not what I want. It's fine, don't look at what's happening. Why didn't I just do one at a time in the first place? It's part of the learning process, just don't let it be. Okay, so on this side I will add glue though. Hopefully to secure it, because I do have to like poke a sewing needle through this to bind the book together. And the tape alone, I'm pretty sure that would just like come undone without glue if I'm stabbing it with a needle. Oh, that's too tight, it's curling. Okay. Nice. So also right here at the very tail end, I'm gonna add just a little bit more glue so it's not tempted to come undone. There we go, a potential page. Are these still open? Ooh, I could probably still sneak stuff in there. Nice. That is gone to dry. So now, what else do I want? I mostly just have envelopes in here, which I guess I could do another envelope page. And that feels redundant. Ooh, what if I have a card that's big enough and I just use that as a page? Where is my sample sheet? It's a little too small. Didn't stop me from making something a little too big, but smaller is more difficult because if I'm, you know, imagine with me that I poke my holes in here and I want to sew it and I have a hole up here, but then, or it would like, the hole would break right here at the corner and then it doesn't actually sew the page in, so then I have to like awkwardly hold everything together until I can knot it on a part that actually pokes through the card. That happened with the book I just made. Oh, I forgot I had stationery. Yes. I'm not even like a huge Disney fan, but this stuff looked cool. Of course, I'm pulling it out. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna leave one out though, because I think I might use it somewhere. I almost need like a bunch of these that I can just, oops, not those. These. I need a bunch of these that I can like just use as a background, and then like I glue a bunch of stuff on both sides, and then that's my page. Cause I like assembling collage-y things. Oh, Oh my gosh. Okay. Just don't judge me for all the shit I have. Cards. You know what? I might as well put this up here for you to look at it. Okay. Here's some. See, all of these are just too small. Too small. Also, don't want to use Lightning McQueen, thanks, but no thanks. Well. Man, geez, I might end up making another envelope page. What do we have here? Okay. That's baby Jesus. Never mind. Back into the bag you go. No. And I could definitely just be cutting out more paper. I was trying to think of what else I could do. Ugh, probably shouldn't have started doing this because suddenly my creativity is dropping. I'm reaching a point where I've made so many of these junk journals I don't have pages big enough. So I'm gonna have to assemble a bunch of things. Maybe that's key. Maybe I just gotta do my tape method and see how it goes. And I completely didn't do my new method that I intended to. Oh, frick. Don't panic. Get off of my stuff. Okay. Okay. Whoa, that looks pretty even. It's the first time that's ever happened. Probably the last. Is that freaking... Oh. It's like perforated up here at the top. I'm going to go insane. It's fine. Nothing a little glue and tape can't fix. Probably. I come to the craft room and everything is a disaster. It's not shocking, I'm just... Why couldn't it be another way? Which I should have known because there's that hole on the top there. Why did I not think that through? I don't know. I feel kind of tired, honestly. So then it's like, why are you in here trying to craft? I don't know. I'm trying to be productive. Man, but see, I like that top piece. I don't really want to cover it up. Okay, we'll see how it holds up with me just putting glue and tape on here. Okay, another glue page is done. Well, glue and tape. Okay, so... Yeah, low-key's starting to feel exhausted for some reason. It's kicking in, boys. I probably have plenty of this blue paper. I was thinking about making some more, but maybe not. Maybe I should start decorating stuff. Probably decorate these because they're too dark to write on unless you have a gel pen. So, I can't remember what I showed you last time, like stuff I made. Because I made little... No, I showed you the flip through at the end, so you saw everything. Well, I'm gonna end it here. I thought I had more stuff going for me, but I'm sitting here like, I feel like my eyes are, I don't know, they're not closing. I'm not sitting here falling asleep, but definitely like feeling a little drowsy. And what time is it? It's not even that late. 9 p.m. or something. Boo. Sorry, I was flipping through that. I'm like, oh, maybe inspiration? No, just kidding. Yeah, so that's it for now. Maybe I'll finish this later. Hello. It's Beth again. I don't know why I'm introducing myself, because this is like probably going to be the second part to my the other night when I was super sleepy trying to do some crafting stuff when I was the smallest thing makes me lose my train of thought. When I was trying to be creative, and it turned out I was very tired. I was super tired the one night, and then the next night I came back and I tried to do some more crafting. I didn't record it because I was like, I don't know how I feel about how this is going. These few are just, I haven't like decorated these pages yet, but some of them I may not decorate because, I don't know if I said this or not, first of all, someone bought my gold book. Second of all, I then got a commission, I guess. Someone wanted 2 more books for me, so now I'm working on that. Oh, and this was the envelope page. I don't know if I showed you when it was like all dry. I put little pictures in there. Little things that can be written on, of course. Another plain paper. And that was part of my signature. I have these laid out a certain way because this is how I want the booklet to look when I sew it together. Right here. So this will be the first page. Nope, this will be the first page. There we go. Sorry, I have to have this at such an awkward angle so you can see anything on my table. This, which I didn't think about till later, but like, hopefully they have a white gel pen if they want to write on stuff on these darker pages. Because I thought about putting like a plain piece of paper here, but none of the colors were looking right, and I kind of just liked it blue, so I probably won't add anything to that. And this is a little pocket with these things in there. I drew around the edges so it didn't look so plain. Oh, and then these are like double stacked pockets. Oh no, I can't get it back in. Help. And this, which is actually like a little, like an envelope thing, which I put little starter tags in there that say something like, oh, things I'm grateful for, and then it like gives you somewhere to go with your whatever you want to write, you being the person who I'm giving this to. Here's another one. Is this one? Yeah, I think I'm done with this one, probably. I know, not very creative. I did the same thing with this tissue paper, but I really liked how it turned out on my last booklet, so I thought, why not do it again? I guess I should. Wow, this would have been way better for you to actually look at it this way. Sorry, my hands are shaky. I just realized I haven't eaten anything today, and all I have is coffee, so yeah, you know how that is if you're a coffee drinker. So in some of these pages, I leave blank because, you know, I want people to be able to use them and kind of make them their own. Because I know there's some people who make junk journals and like really want to fill up all the pages, which makes sense if you're doing it for yourself, because in my eyes that's a form of like scrapbooking, memory making for yourself. But when I'm handing it out to other people, I kind of put my own touch on it, but then I want to leave stuff blank for them to do what they want with it. So I was looking back at this one and come on. It looks cute on its own, but then I wonder if I should put a strip here or something and then have like extra paper that can be written on. I don't know yet, and this is not a pocket, this is just, I just glued that on there. I mean, duh, how else would it be on there? And then I doodled around the edges. Oop, there's one more, which, same as before. So, I have 2 signatures done here. Working on the next one. And I'll show you what I have for here. This was a vintage Barbie card. Close it up, Beth. Jeez. This doesn't like stick up as much as I'd like it to, but I was talking about how some of these cards would be too short to use as a page, but then I thought, well, last time all I did was add lace, and then I was able to, you know, if I got a sew in there, it'll still have something to hang on to when I bind the book. So yeah, cute little Barbie page. And then I made a couple more. I haven't folded these yet, but these envelope pages. I don't know if I like this one, but I mainly used it because I liked the decoration on this one, and I thought the red looked good, but I don't know, now I'm looking at it thinking maybe not. But anyway, there's that work in progress. I wanted to actually, after, showing you all that, I wanted, to do some painting, like page painting, because I've been trying to think, obviously, what else can I do for this booklet, or any of my booklets. So I was thinking, if I have a lot of extra paper, which, did I get that out to like be prepared before I started recording? No. So I'm gonna do that and not make you watch me struggle. Okay, wait, I forgot. You know how I said I was working on a different junk journal? I was like, oh, I lost it, don't know what I did with it. Well, I found it today. I love this shiny paper. I feel like it's not showing very well. It's actually like pink, but you turn it and it looks greenish. I have these galaxy print on the inside. And this one, I didn't have a lot for this yet because I had like just started it. So that was it. And I was considering, maybe this will be the other one I give away, but I don't know. I'm kind of fond of how this one is, and I might end up making it a personal book, but we shall see. Okay, anyway, back to looking for my other paper. Okay, not that anyone cares, but I have so little leg room under this table. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so I found all my, this was from obviously a book I had cut apart. I'm going to start by just painting some base colors on here, which, hold on a second, what did, I come on here thinking I'm prepared and I'm not. There we go. So, I have some gold, which, I don't know, I was contemplating mixing with some white or something, so, because it's a little transparent. But I'm going to see how it looks on here first. So I'm basically just going to like paint a bunch of these and then leave them to dry. I still want to be able to see the print through this a little bit. I just want it to be more, a little more opaque, so like if people wanted to write on the pages on top of this lettering, they can. And it just makes it look, obviously, a little cooler if it's got paint on it. Because plain paper is doable, but it just doesn't have that flair. And speaking of all these Christian-y things, I don't know how I pulled out the Christian books again. I got these from our local library, and we kind of live in a Christian-y town, so I think that's why so many of them are religious. I thought I had pages from another book, but I don't know what I did with it. Or, oh, and the other one I do have, which I still don't know what I did with it, though, is it's a book about, like, work or something, like, organized leadership or something like that. I don't know. So, that being said, if you can read any of the print on it, it's like, Sean showed up for work, and he was wearing a tuxedo, and everyone's making fun of him because he brought in donuts, or something, stuff like that. I'm just laying that down there to dry. So it's just uninteresting dialogue. I don't know if people like order stuff online, or they have like fancier thrift shops they're able to go to, but some people have like, oh, this book was in French, and I got this book from it was like from the 1800s or something, and I'm like, I got this book for free from my local library because they were gonna throw them away, Which, nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, in that sense, mine are not very cool. But, they get the job done. Oh, I have a story for you. It's not, like, super exciting, but I guess to me, because I don't leave the house very much, but I went for a walk yesterday. I thought, because the weather was a little more mild, and I've been sitting a lot doing this crafting stuff. I'm like, I have got to move my body. Because my grandma's words were ringing in my ears. Over Christmas, she was talking about, she walks every single day, no matter how cold or hot it is. She's like, at my age, you gotta move it or lose it. And I'm not like grandma age yet, but I am thinking I really should be moving though. Like I should keep my body active. So anyway, that being said, I was determined to go for a walk, and so I did. But it's been kind of cold and a little snowy here lately, and I just wasn't thinking that it was really wet outside. And I was walking down the road, and the one stretch of road I wanted to walk on there wasn't a sidewalk, and there were 2 cars coming. So I try to be like courteous. I'm gonna step in the grass so they don't have to worry about running me over or having to like, I don't know, move off the road a little bit so they don't hit me. But ground wet, everything's wet. I step up on the dirt and I'm walking slow, like I'm not going super fast or anything like that, and I freaking slip. I didn't almost like slip on the road, but I did panic a little bit. I'm like, holy crap, there's 2 cars coming, and I slipped in the grass. But honestly, the first thing that went through my head before like concern for my own safety was, holy fuck, I hope they didn't know me. Like, because if I have to see them in town or something, I'm just, it's inevitable. I leave the house and I embarrass myself. All the time. It doesn't even matter. I'm going out for a walk where I should be alone, minus a few cars that come and go, and I still manage to just make a fool of myself. And the last time I went for a walk, I had a police officer stop me. Like, not in a mean way, he was just like checking to make sure I was okay, but I was like, do I look unkempt? Do I look lost, like I need help? But then I do shit like that where I'm walking and just slip on wet ground because I'm not paying attention. I'm like, this is why people stop and ask if I'm okay. I must look like I need the help. Whatever. It is my lot in life. So, and here are the hiccups already. It really just must be because I don't talk a lot. Like, when I do stuff like this, I'm usually zoned out just listening to music. Or I watch something on YouTube. I'm not chatty. I do a lot of stuff by myself. So, all I can figure is I start recording, I start talking, and my body's like, I don't know what to do about this, so hiccups. Whatever. Can't win them all, can't win anything. So anyway, I think this gold's working out pretty nicely. I don't know if I'll have to do another layer or not. I'm already running out of floor room. It just occurred to me I should probably be painting the other sides of these as well. Who wants to do that? Not me, not really. Oh. I moved it. I got my cool art book in the mail the other day. It's just a collection of like older artwork. It's like macabre. It's with a bunch of skeletons in it, or in relation to death or something. And there was this really cool picture of Death on a horse, like holding a trumpet or something. I was like, that's the one I need to draw. And as I started drawing, I was like, hold up, I don't know how to draw horses. So, I had a lot of fun drawing Death because, I like the spooky, corpsey looks. But, man, that horse was hard to draw. I actually don't think I did a terrible job. Like, definitely, I made the legs a little too long, but, like, the horse was the thing I spent the most time on, or the horse legs was what I spent the most time on. Because, horse legs are weird. They have all these, like, I don't think they're joints, it's just the way they bend, like, they look all curvy. And I'm like, is that, I don't know, it doesn't look right. Am I drawing it right? I don't know. Horses are weird. I don't trust horses, just like I don't trust bears. But anyways, that being said, drew a horse. Was kind of proud of it. In the sense that, you know, I never draw horses. I don't draw animals very much. I should. Animals and environments, I really need to draw more. Actually, I'm gonna get up super fast, shake everything. I'm gonna get my picture. Okay, we're back in business. Ooh. Here is my horse, and of course, Death with his trumpet. Yeah. Some of my, I have problems leaving white spaces because there was a lot more highlights on the horse in the original picture, but I don't know, I have this need to like fill everything in. So, anyways, aside from that, I did feel like I did a good job. It was the horse legs, and then surprisingly, this trumpet thing you can probably tell I had some issues with. And here I stupidly, I thought it was part of the cloth. I shaded in his finger, so it looks like he only has 3 fingers. I'm like, I guess he's corpsey, so you could just imagine. Oh, that was the other issue. I didn't point it out when I posted it to Twitter, hoping no one would notice. Here I am, I'm gonna show it to you here. Frick, where am I? Right here, his bony leg. I was so focused drawing this horse leg and like shading it in, I forgot I had drawn his leg right here, so I shaded over this part that was supposed to be his knee joint, whatever the frick that's called. So yeah, that was kind of messed up. And then this foot I made way too chunky, and it just looks like there's a bug coming out of the horse. But that aside, I was pretty proud of it, and I felt extra good about this. What am I thinking? Nostalgic? I don't know, because this paper was actually from my great-grandmother. I'd found it under my bed the other day, and my grandma had given it to me saying she wasn't going to use it because, you know, she's not an artist, and she thought her mom would want me to have it. And it's this collection of kind of pastel-y paper. And the dingy look kind of suits the, you know, this more macabre art style. So I thought it was cool. So anyway, I'm going to be drawing some more on that. I was wishing I would have made it smaller because I was thinking it would have been cool to like put that on a junk journal cover. But I almost did too, but then I'd have to cut it up, and I was like, man, I spent so long on those horse legs, I am not cutting them off. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with that drawing. Just store it somewhere, I guess. Oh shoot, where's my gold? So yeah, I spent a good chunk of time yesterday working on that drawing. Because I like that old-fashioned art style. Some of the hatching was tricky to figure out. And it looks like they did really long, like wavy strokes. I don't know how they got them so even. Practice, very steady hand, I don't know. I did the best I could, but I couldn't quite match every stroke that they did. And then there's some other ones, excuse me, I don't know much about like super old art, like how it's made or whatever, but there's some, it doesn't quite look like stippling, it almost looks like they had a cloth and they pressed it and they like got a texture for shading, but then some of the shading looked so even and neat. I was like, I don't know, maybe they really drew all those dots, but something about it looked symmetrical enough that I'm not sure. Maybe it was like a stencil. Who knows? Maybe they had more skill than I thought. Very well could be. So, what else to discuss? I guess I should be asking how everyone is doing. So, how are you doing? If you want to tell me in the comments below how your week's been, go for it. I don't care how old the video is once I have it up. If you want to tell me about your day, go for it, baby. We can discuss. Ooh. I mean, duh, it's gold, but I was like, that's shinier than I thought. Nice. Or it's just, you know, wet. I mean, it is wet, but I mean, the shiny is. I'm gonna stop talking. This is dry enough. I'm just gonna paint the other side. Oh, there's nothing on this side. I'm gonna do it anyway. Consistency. The other thing I want to do is have some handwritten pages that I paint over as well. I have this, speaking of books I got at the library, that they were just like gonna pitch. I found this, so where's the, oh here it is. Great Poems of the English Language. And it's just obviously a huge collection of, hey, Edgar Allan Poe? I didn't know they had some of his poems in here. Anyways, I need to bookmark this. Come on, give. Oh my gosh. Anyways, old poems, because I like the vintage writing style. I don't know what it would be called, like I guess the Victorian era style of writing. That's what I really enjoy. And this has that sort of theme, that style of writing. Anyways, so was thinking about handwriting down some of these poems onto pages and then like obviously putting paint over it for the same reason I'm painting these, so people can write on top, but there'll be the cool effect of, oh, there's handwriting underneath it for extra cool points or whatever. That is my plan. Very loose plan. That's how I do most things. Not my writing, though. My writing is so over-planned. I plan it to death. I need to get back into writing flip. I had a few beta readers, and I really only made a few. Like, I had more family members to help me, but I didn't really ever hear back from them. I only had my two friends and my grandfather, who is an English major. They were the ones who helped me the most, and my brother. My brother and my one friend had probably the me mixing up words, more coherent advice for me that like put things in perspective, like, oh, I guess I do need more information. Because I think I've told you before, I fear being over detailed because I have read so many stories that detail things to death, and I just don't want to be like that. But then more than one person told me I would like more details in your story because I'm kind of lost. So it really helped me figure out how to flesh out my story more. And I always kind of liked some character monologue, but again, I've read stories where some authors try to do character monologues and they just go on and on and on. I'm like, I don't care about your stream of consciousness. Like, get on with the story. But that was one thing my brother was telling me. He's like, I'd kind of like to know her thoughts, like what's going through her head right now. Like, give her a little monologue. And I was like, oh. I expressed those concerns I just said to him, and he was like, yeah, but I think sometimes like a little bit is necessary. And so then with that really helped me. And with my grandfather, I've learned some more like grammar building stuff, which has been helpful. I am still confused about semicolons. He says I should use more. My other friend, who is also more proficient in the English area, or the writing area, says I should use them less. So, I don't know. At this point, I want to omit them entirely. But then I end up doing the thing I don't like, which is the bullet point writing, which is basically short sentences with a bunch of periods, and it just sounds like, it makes me think of, you know, like a telegram. Hello, stop. How are you doing? Stop. You know, like really abrupt. I don't know. I don't like that. It doesn't flow. So I have to figure out semicolons. Because, like, as soon as I feel like I understand them and I feel like I'm using them correctly, everyone's like, that's not how you use a semicolon. That's in the wrong spot. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm going to burn my novel. Creation is pain. It's like equal parts enjoyment and also like I want to throw everything out the window. I think that's how any creator feels, though, to be honest. I think I'm going to end up just reaching a point in my writing with my book that I'm like, I am just going to throw it out into the world because I am so sick of working on it and I just want to work on my next project. Because I feel like that's kind of what I ended up doing with this YouTube stuff. I'm like, I am never going to be 100% content with the things I'm putting out. Like, I'm trying to make them as watchable as I can and as interesting as I can, but they're never gonna, like, reach my expectations because I have very lofty expectations of myself, which, something, again, I'm still working on. My inner perfectionist that won't die. Oh, everything is everywhere. Okay. The rest of those are too wet to paint the other side. Sorry, I feel like I'm out of breath, and I also feel like that's because I'm feeling dehydrated right now. I know it's probably like, Beth, go get water or whatever. That means I have to get up, I have to go downstairs, I have to get all that around, then I have to come back and get back into the mindset of doing what I'm doing right now. Ugh, don't want to bother. What's next? Oh, that was the other thing. I was going to look through my sketchbook and see if there's anything I wouldn't care kind of tearing out and putting somewhere. Using some of the doodles I don't care about as much and using them in these dumb journals. But in this particular sketchbook, first of all, I was doing a lot of practice stuff, so it's not like a bunch of original art. Like, maybe it would still be fun to put somewhere, like, in the background if I paint over it, but that's not it. Can I? This one, up here. That was a page from the comic Sugar Rune. I really liked this comic when I was younger. And this is another one I started rereading. I'm like, these girls are, like, 10. Why are they're, like, these, I don't know, these creepy 14-year-olds or whatever, like, hitting on them. It was weird. Anyways, that's not the point of what I'm talking about right now. Anyways, I just get very passionate about writing. But aside from that, this story was really good. So, that being said, I could use stuff like that. Just rip it out, put it in the background. Because that was this too. Because I was just enjoying the art style. And I was trying to practice panels because, again, I really like comics and I want to make comics. But mine aren't very dynamic. I'd like them to be. But lately, I just do short comics that are like basic paneling. Boring. So I was trying to get inspiration from the old mangas I really used to enjoy. It's also Sugar Rune. Oh, I have to show you this. I don't know why I did this. I think I was trying to practice male anatomy. I just wanted to do this part. But then I was like, I should give him a head. And I didn't want to risk drawing a person head, so I just made it a duck. I'm so dumb. My sense of humor is just wrecked. Let me see. I have Uma's Honest Sketches in here. I miss that channel. There's some of these maybe I could use. Those were also just like practice pieces. I think that back when I had Instagrams, these were Instagram pictures, and I was just, again, practicing. Let's see. Character planning. Have any of you ever read Half Prince? I don't know if I mentioned this on my channel already, but that's actually where my username is inspired from, Half Prince, because at the time, I think this was like 2012? 2011, 2013, I don't know, somewhere in that 3-year range. I was obsessed with Half Prince, and when I was using Sketchstar, a dead website now, that was where I first used my Half-Beth username, and it just kind of stuck for me. There was something about it that I really liked, and so all these years later, I am still Half-Beth. Got Riddle Doodles in here. Ooh, yikes. Me trying to draw YouTuber didn't work out. Monster designs that I was trying to flesh out. That's for my flip story. This was for a miniature story I made for a friend of mine on her birthday last year. I felt bad because I didn't do anything for her this year. I still want to figure something out, like writing her a story or something. But this was supposed to kind of be like, you know, those dating sim games. So I was trying to plan out like what I wanted the little cutscene pictures to be. And I actually didn't use any of these. Oh no, yes I did. I used this one. I did draw that one digitally, just without them at the picnic table, because I crammed, and like for a month, off and on, I was working on her little story with Elijah. Oh, here's my other rough drafts. I did use this one and this one. More doodly stuff. This wasn't supposed to be a sketchbook flip through, but here we are. Maybe I could use one of these profile things or something. Because again, whatever I use, I'd probably smudge it or fade it into the background a little bit, and it would just be there as like extra. I can't remember what movie this is from, but there was some movie I was watching, and I was trying to draw some of the characters or be inspired by their outfits. I wish I could even tell you at all what this thing was about. All I think is that the woman in the story thought she was going crazy, and someone was murdered, and I don't know. That sounds like so many movies, so sorry. Can't tell you what it was, because I don't remember. Oh, I just don't have a lot of stuff in here that I'd be willing to part with. Got more monster designs. Oh, this was from a nightmare I had. I stopped working on it because I didn't like how it was turning out. But it was, what did I say? What did I write on here? The king of hay, or the king of straw, something like that. And it was this deer-headed thing, and it like lived underground. I don't know if it was like in the sewer system, but it was some kind of tunnel area. And I just remember it looking kind of damp, and his figure was all hunched against the corner, and like, did I say this out loud? He was completely made of straw, and then he's, you know, draped in this tattered looking robe. I just remember there was something about it, like it wasn't alive, and yet I could feel the hate emanating from the creature. So I had a story, I wrote a poem for this character, and I wanted to make a story with him eventually, but that's not for a while yet. Because again, it's another one of those stories. I wrote down the concept, but it is not my priority, so I haven't been working on it. Here's Elijah if he was working at Hot Topic. One of my friends, when I was asking, what should I draw? And she suggested that, and I was trying to flesh out an idea for that. I didn't really get very far. Where's my other one? I thought I had a better... Oh, here it is. Some of these I think it would be funny to draw, like redrawn to more detailed. You know, it's sad when I'm looking at this design going, yeah, that's Elijah. I should just give him that outfit. Oh. I was mainly showing you this because of another Unisana doodle. This was something with a D&D character. I don't really do D&D, like my brother tried to get me into it a few times, but I don't like the restrictions with the character designs and, well, that doesn't really fit this world because blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I just want to make my own then. So whatever. Didn't do that. Also, I didn't go to like any, D&D meeting thingies. Whatever they're called. I don't know. Maybe I could use these. This was me just imagining. Sometimes I have little scenes pop in my head. I'm like, that'd be a fun little scene in a game. Probably point and click or something like that. I think it'd be fun to make games. I feel like I have all of the ideas and then none of the know-how, you know what I mean? I thought I had more Troy pictures in here. Oh yeah, these were little, not this top part, that was me drawing from Fairy Cube and then trying to draw my character Troy in kind of that style. I was thinking of drawing like this of him, and then I had, this one where it's like prayer pose, and I was thinking there'd be a big stained glass window behind him with his creepy wings. Obviously, never got around to drawing those yet. Ooh, might be able to use this. Just because it's doodly and I don't really, not that I don't care about it, but I kind of don't have any need for it. I guess that's it. I guess that's it for my unintended sketchbook flip through. I was also partially waiting for my paint to dry. What did I say? Oh, where did it go? There it is, there it is. Oh, but I had clothing designs on here. Not too bad. No, what I'm gonna use it for, but something. Okay, and I'm ending it here because this video is getting way too lengthy. So there'll be a part 2, obviously, and you'll get to see the finished product in the next video. Thanks for sticking around, and bye.